When people talk about superhero fatigue, what they really mean is Marvel or DC fatigue. Truth is, there are loads of other amazing superhero TV shows out there, which are worth watching. In today's video, we'll give you our picks for 12 great superhero TV shows that aren't based on Marvel or DC comics, but are still worth watching. So let's fly right in. Starting off with the number 12 is The Boys. If you're not familiar with Garth Ennis's comic books, then the storyline of The Boys might surprise you a bit. It's about a young man who has come to despise costumed vigilantes as a result of a personal tragedy. He joins a former Special Forces agent and his motley crew on a mission to expose all supes and their corruption, while destroying as many as possible. All this is in a world where superheroes are real and largely associated with the crime-fighting business for fortune and glory. The writer Garth Ennis and artist Derek Robertson's brutal and hysterically nail-biting comic transferred to Dynamite Entertainment before showrunner Eric Kripke turned it into a biting Amazon Prime original series. It has already sparked an animated anthology spin-off, and a live-action one is in the works. If you've ever wanted to see DC heroes get blown up and destroyed, then this is the show for you. At number 11 on our list is Invincible. Invincible is yet another great choice for anyone who's tired of the usual Marvel formula. The very first episode of the series makes it clear that this is unlike any superhero show you've seen so far. Invincible is about a teenager who tries to live up to the expectations of his father, the most powerful and well-known superhero in the world, Omni-Man. Just what makes this series a great non-Marvel or DC Comics superhero TV show? Well, Robert Kirkman, the writer of The Walking Dead, co-created the animated hit superhero series, so you know it's got some amazing writing. The series is frequently compared to The Boys for its intensely graphic content, dark sense of humor, and stellar voice cast. For number 10, we have Jupiter's Legacy. Jupiter's Legacy is set 90 years after the first generation of superheroes debuted, and so the concept of justice is evolving, and those who seek to obstruct it are becoming greater in number and more powerful. As a result, world-saving veterans like Josh Jamal and Leslie Bibb prepare their adult children, like Andrew Horton, to take over as the Earth's sworn protectors. Throughout all this, they also work to mend their own personal relationships. Jupiter's Legacy is an 8-episode Netflix original series developed by Stephen S. DeKnight. It's action-packed, gorgeous, and an emotional adaptation of the graphic novel series by writer Mark Miller. It focuses on young superheroes struggling to live up to their powerful parents' legacy. There's a lot of interesting themes and dynamics in the show that make it super interesting to watch. And yes, while the series did get cancelled, we think the 8 episodes that it did get offered enough interesting elements that it's worth giving a go. Up next on number 9 is The Umbrella Academy. The Umbrella Academy is yet another Netflix superhero show. It's about a group of exceptionally talented adopted siblings, including Oscar contender and former X-Men movie star Elliot Page. They attempt to reconnect under the threat of global catastrophe to train for the defense of the planet, while simultaneously attempting to reconcile their own broken relationships. If we had to best describe the series, it's a show about a family disguised as a superhero series. At the heart of the show is the family dynamic and bonds of the Hargreaves kids and their relationship with their dad. The Umbrella Academy is created by Steve Blackman and developed by Jeremy Slater. The Netflix series is a unique and thought-provoking adaptation of the award-winning comic book series written by My Chemical Romance frontman Gerard Way. The live-action Netflix original is based on a Dark Horse title and centers on young superheroes who are trying to live up to their own legacy. The series so far has 3 seasons, with a 4th and final one on the way. So luckily, if you get into it, you'll actually get to see it conclude sooner or later. At number 8 is Raising Dion. Raising Dion is yet another interesting Netflix series that we think is worth looking into. It's about a widowed single mother who tries to decide how to keep her little son safe after discovering that he was born with superpowers. Raising Dion is a refreshing and moving adaptation of the one-shot comic book that author Dennis Liu originally published independently online. It would be ideal for the Umbrella Academy fans for its original and clever take on family dynamics and coming-of-age themes. Both shows have an amazing amount of heart and offer a lot of emotional moments for a genre that's usually all about the action and flair. Following that, we have number 7, which is Heroes. Though it may not be as well known, Heroes is a great superhero show that we think you should check out. It's about a group of otherwise seemingly ordinary individuals who must unite to save the planet and themselves against a guy who wants to use their talents for himself after realizing that they've been bestowed with remarkable skills. Tim Kring's beloved NBC series was one of the most truly original and groundbreaking superhero TV shows of its time. Much of this was because of its grounded themes, inventive depiction of its characters' superhuman abilities, and absence of any cheesy costumes. It was also not based on any pre-existing comic book. This means that it didn't have any comic reading fans who were up in arms about the smallest change. If you're looking for a series that offers a fresh take on the genre, then Heroes is definitely the pick for you. Up next on number 6 is The Tick. The Tick is also a superhero show that we think doesn't get enough attention. It's about a modest, everyday accountant who chooses to team up with a goofily sincere superhero and become a vigilante himself after learning that the city in which he lives is under the hands of a formidable supervillain. The Tick is a humorous, Emmy-nominated superhero satire. It's currently available for viewing on Amazon Prime. It's the second live-action version and third television incarnation altogether of cartoonist Ben Edlund's antennaed figure, which he first designed in 1986 as the mascot for New England comics. Whether you're a longtime fan of the character or just getting introduced to him, it's a great show to watch. At number 5 is Freakazoid. Freakazoid is about a teenage computer whiz with blue skin and an odd hairdo. He dons a long red underwear to battle crime in Washington, D.C. after a computer glitch grants him a variety of talents, including super strength and quick access to all information accessible on the internet. Steven Spielberg's Freakazoid was a cult favorite animated series that was revolutionary in the 1990s for its deftly ironic style of parodying superhero conventions. It was pretty ahead of its time, even back then. Bruce Timm and Paul Dini, the producers of one of the most renowned animated programs based on a DC comic, were the original creators of the show. It's not based on any pre-existing comic book. Moving on to number 4 on the list, One Punch Man. If you're looking for an anime with some stunning action, One Punch Man is the way to go. It features a young hero in a world filled with superhuman individuals who has the rare power to vanquish any foe with a single attack. However, this strength soon turns into a weakness as the hero becomes weary of how simple rescuing the world is for him. One Punch Man is one of the most well-known and renowned Japanese anime series of its time. It's a more modern, adored animated superhero parody with an imaginative and downright humorous commentary on what it must be like to wield overwhelming strength. Up next on number 3, we've got Danny Phantom. Danny Phantom is about a young guy who acquires all the known and undiscovered skills of a paranormal entity. Young Danny now utilizes them to combat ghostly evil after an accident involving his ghost hunter parents' extremely weird gadget. Danny Phantom, a creepy, entertaining Nickelodeon hit that merits its own Netflix movie, is a well-liked animated series about a teen with superpowers, and you can't really go wrong with it. It was created by Butch Hartman, who also created The Fairly Odd Parents, so if you're a fan of his work, this might be the show for you. Second on the list is Todd McFarlane's Spawn. Spawn revolves around a CIA assassin who's subsequently revived on Earth to head a demonic army after being killed by his employer and consigned to hell. But instead, he turns into a vigilant guardian and a punisher of corruption. Todd McFarlane's Spawn, an Emmy-winning HBO adaptation of the well-known Image comic that's already been made into a live-action film. It has another feature-length adaptation in the works, a much darker and more mature series about a man with paranormal abilities who battles ghostly and demonic evil. It's a great watch. Finally, number 1 on the list is Ultraman. An adult human is given the ability to turn into a big, superpowered warrior by an extraterrestrial, allowing him to protect the world against massive, terrible beasts. Why this non-Marvel or DC Comics superhero TV program is fantastic? Although the Ultraman character has appeared in countless variations, including a Netflix original animated series, we decided it was most appropriate to go with his debut on his own significant, self-titled Japanese series from the mid-1960s, which would later serve as the inspiration for a loosely connected manga of the same name. That's a wrap for this video. Which show do you think is the best? Comment below, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.